Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this past month Channel Mum have been talking about why did no one tell me, and there's lots of things that people don't tell you before you become a mum, and I think one of the things that really sticks out for me is why did no one tell me how flipping hard breastfeeding is. I just assumed that breastfeeding would be the easiest, most natural thing for you and your baby to do, and for me anyway, it might be for some people, that really wasn't the case. I just assumed the baby comes out, you put them on the boob and they feed, and that's it. No one mentioned pain, no one mentioned different feeding positions, no one mentioned about latching problems, you've got to get your nipple in at the right angle. Like, no one told me about this. And so when I had my daughter, my eldest, I just popped her on. I thought, yeah, this is great, I'm doing it. And then the pain was just unbearable. She wasn't latching on properly, which I didn't know, and so then when I did eventually get some help from one of the midwives, she just explained to me I'd put her on wrong. I didn't have her in the best position, I wasn't sitting right, I was stressed, so my milk wasn't trying to, come down properly. And I thought, well, no one told me how to breastfeed. I didn't actually realise it's something that you need to learn and a skill that you need to master. And sadly, it didn't work for me either time. Both my babies did actually have problems latching on, and that is something that is really common and really normal. I do believe in a lot of areas there are breastfeeding support groups. I am not a you've got to breastfeed or you've got to bottle feed. I'm very much on the whole fed is best kind of argument. I just think as a happy mum means a happy baby, and if your child's fed and happy and you're fed and happy, it's none of my business or anybody else's business, I don't think, for that matter, on how you feed your baby. I did want to breastfeed both my children. Sadly, it didn't work for me. Should I have another child, I do feel like I've got a little bit more knowledge on the topic, and you are going to have a bit of pain. It is something that both you and your baby have to learn together. It is something that doesn't come, like anything in life, it comes easier to some people and not so much for others. My children had a terrible time latching on, and even the midwives in the hospital were like, do you just want me to get you a bottle, because they're having none of it. And I think eventually the only way I kind of could get them to latch on was, it was like a whole sort of performance. It was me laying on my side and them kind of in some rugby holdall, and I just kind of had to have my boobs out, and I thought, can't really do that in the middle of Costa. I mean, I know they're pretty breastfeeding friendly, but I think they might have something to say if I just started laying on the floor and getting my boobs out and getting the baby in some really weird kind of like yoga type poses just to get them to latch on. So sadly, my breastfeeding journey never really went more than the first sort of few days to the first week. I did decide to express and I mix fed, and that worked really well for me and my babies and my family as a whole. But yeah, no one tells you these things, and I'm not saying this to scare any mums. It is completely possible. A lot of people can breastfeed successfully, and there are sadly some people who can't. And kind of the message I want to get out there is that if you can't breastfeed your baby for whatever reason, whether it's you haven't got the milk, or they're not latching, or you're just not enjoying it, you're finding the pain too much, because it's not completely pleasurable in the beginning. It's not a nice experience. I did used to wince every time the babies cried and thought, oh, they're gonna want to go on me again, and it's so painful. But it was painful from the get-go because I didn't really understand about the whole getting them to latch on. So my advice would be, to not beat yourself up if you can't breastfeed or you don't want to breastfeed. It doesn't matter. People might have a go at me for that, but I really don't think it does. I think as long as you're happy and your baby's happy and your baby's being fed, that is the most important thing. But do reach out to your health visitor, your midwife, if you're struggling with the breastfeeding. Don't feel like a failure, and if it doesn't work in the end, you're still not a failure. You tried it, it didn't work, it's not the end of the world. I promise you, your baby and you will be absolutely fine. But yeah, that is just one of the things before I became a mum that I wish someone had said to me how difficult it actually is. It is something you've got to learn. It isn't just pop the baby on, the baby will feed, end of, there's no pain, nothing. It is, it's a skill both you and your baby have got to learn, as I've said. And yeah, it's not the most glamorous thing. It is hard work, but when done right, I can't speak for my own experiences, but friends who have successfully breastfeed, it is a beautiful thing to be able to do that for your child if that's what you want to do and you are able to do it. And yeah, that's my little thing about I wish someone had told me, or why did no one tell me how hard breastfeeding was. But let me know in the comments below something that you wish someone had told you. Why did no one tell you about something to do with motherhood and babies before you became a mum yourself? I will leave a link to the Channel Mum website. There's lots of mummies on there talking about different things that they wish they had known before they become a mum, so that they could have been a little bit more prepared. So don't forget to check them out. Please give this video a thumbs up if you've liked it. Hit subscribe to my channel if you have liked my video. I upload every Wednesday, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!